Okay, Adam. What do you think is more important? The mental side of climbing or the physical?
For sure you need to be physically strong, but almost more important is knowing how to work with this physical strength and the mental side of your climbing. And there are so many surprising and interesting things how to get even better and better. It doesn't cease me to shock me how I can still, after almost 20 years of climbing, improve in this field.
As an example?
So something what I've used before and why at the same time why I find climbing so interesting, that it really allows me to enter this totally different psychological state when I just start climbing and I don't feel like my mind is there and my movements are rather just driven by this kind of intuition and experience, because this intuition and experience is more probable the one which will make the right decision, and at the same time this intuition or autopilot just makes the climbing flow better, I would say. And then I think it's very important just to visualize. In order to improve in this intuition, just to be able to visualize really vividly when you don't climb how you're gonna climb it.
But Adam, you cannot be at a perfect flow all the time, but have you
Totally,
done...
but more or less I would say I'm in the perfect flow only a few times a year.
And is it always when you get your hardest projects done? Or could you say...
sometimes the perfect is always when I climb something hard or when I climb on a competition. But at the same time, the biggest mystery for me is how to enter this psychological mode. Because at the same time, the harder I train, the more important the project gets. The more pressure I feel, the more I want from deep inside that it's gonna work, and the harder it is to
enter that state.
To enter this state.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I've never really found.
But what helps?
The more I push it, the more I fail to enter this state.
And what is it? What is it that?
It kind of comes naturally, you know. It has to be the right moment, the right day. I must feel the right amount of psych, and then it comes.
That means you can't really push it, or you can't really work on it.
Yeah.
It sounds like
I think, for example, on the World Championships in Paris, on the lead finals, I was feeling exactly that. And what definitely helped me was that on the previous day, in the finals of bouldering, I made a few mistakes. I was just a tiny bit frustrated, and this tiny frustration made me like this right amount of psych and excitement to do better in lead.
Wow, that's interesting. That's where you got your flow.
Because all of a sudden there was I was knowing like my shape is good. B, I was only just knowing that I should just climb better. And at the same time, I've already had a silver medal from the championships, so the pressure was not so high. That released the pressure a little bit. At the same time, I knew I could have climbed even a little bit better. So there was this just this right amount of frustration and excitement adding into it.
Okay, that's interesting. Thank you for that. And thanks for bringing me to the airport.
No worries.